What is up, people? I'm back. I'm gonna start this off because I forgot last time. I am not a financial advisor. This is not to give you recommendations on to buy or sell anything. This is just a documentation or documentary of my trading journey. And I am intoxicated at the recording of this, so nothing I say here can be used. Whatever. Um, I got a shape. Okay, back to the topic at hand here, real quick. So a lot of you want to know, oh, why the market go down? Why the market go down? Well, if you watched the last episode, or if you didn't, or whatever I'm calling it, the video I made yesterday, okay, I told you that the Fed speaks today, and everybody's kind of cautious. That's why you haven't had your Santa rally yet in your stocks. There was whispers going around that the Fed was going to pause, or what it really was their guidance forward looking, like what they're looking at, what they're planning on doing next time. Okay, how is stuff looking? Can they expect a rate cut again, or are they doing something different? Um, they said that the levels for inflation are elevated. No shit. Okay. Just that's the main thing I want to tell you here is this. I think it's a nothing burger. You got your 0.25 cut. Okay. Something I want to add for you. Yeah, you dropped $11 on the spot, right? 2%. You dropped 2%. That's a normal bad day. Okay, and that's a normal. When I say normal, I mean normal, as in like I don't want to give you guys timelines. I'm just saying give it 3-4 days. Boom. Okay, if that, from the stuff that I've seen in the past, they can trust me. Um, Something I want to add, and I think that was the main reason for your crypto too. Now, another thing that happened is, and people are going to say this is what happened to crypto, but in reality, you're both intertwined because it's investments overall. And not only that, but you are, when I tell you that it's nothing is straight up, okay? And why stuff goes down, it makes no sense to go down. It's not necessarily a problem with anything. You guys ever had like a relationship and they go to break up with you, and I don't want to say it's not you, it's me type of thing, but like somewhere along the lines of, oh, I gotta work on myself or anything like that. Sometimes when you get broken up with, it's really not you, okay? It's what they're going through. So don't blame yourself. The reason I brought that up is don't blame. Oh, it's the investment. Listen, nothing, like I told you, when stuff like this happens, I told you that you can't have these dips like this, just like you can get the crazy dips up. Okay, but I told you, has your thesis changed? Okay, it was anything said that, oh, XRP, we're not doing this. Now I will say, you could say, oh, they said the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell said that they can't own Bitcoin when they were asked. Here's the thing. One, he's correct, but he was kind of being a smartass. Excuse me, that's the only way I'm gonna say it, because he knows what stage he's on. He knows that based off of what he says, the stuff reacts to it. He knows what he's doing. Okay, and I think that everybody's books that speaks on stuff like that or anything like that, they need to see what they're holding, and they need to see what they buy afterwards. Because a lot of these people, if you remember Bitcoin, you were here now. You're in here now. You're in crypto now. But were you here 3-4 years ago? And why weren't you? How many of these same banks that own this stuff now, that have been having money over there for a long time, told you that, oh, this is worthless, this is nothing? And then all of a sudden, whoop, flip the switch. You think Trump just out of nowhere just, oh, yeah, Bitcoin, reserve currency. Don't you think he had people talking to him? And don't you think that those people had people talking to them? People knew what this stuff was well before they wanted to come out and say, granted, you got to take all the precautions, do what you got to do. But to be fair, you're in the same boat that you were yesterday, okay? Nobody knows who the owner of that guy, of the Satoshi Nakamoto dude is, okay? And that's another video, because I don't got time to, I don't know. Nobody knows, but I can just make an assumption. What I will tell you is the only time, so I'll tell you what, they come out with they come out with the owner, the Satoshi Nakamoto dude, and he's a black guy or an Asian. Anybody but a white guy. Who else? Yeah, no. Anybody but a white guy. It's dropping. It is it is tanking bad. Okay, it is tanking bad. That's just how it is. You might be, it's got to be a white guy, and it's probably got to be like a European white guy too. It can't be like one of these guys from here. Um, Back on track. Okay, he said that they can't own Bitcoin. Okay, yes, much like they can't own gold. Okay, they had like a Federal Reserve. I don't know if it's the gold Gold Rights Act or Federal Reserve Act, something 1973, 1974, 75, 73, 1934. Long time ago. I'm pretty sure it's 34 because it was a while ago. Anyway, that's the last time that they were able to hold gold, okay? Or if they, and I'm assuming you go buy Bitcoin, yeah, you can't hold that there either, right? They'd have to write a new law, which can be done, okay? They own everything over there. They run what, both houses, all both houses, and he's got, he's in there. So if he wants a bill, he'll get it. But not only that, but what I'm trying to tell you is this: yeah, they can't own Bitcoin, much like they can't own gold. Okay, the Department of Treasury owns the gold, supposedly. But guess what? They're the custodian. He could have said that, but he didn't say that shit. So, like I said, I wish these people would get their books checked. I'm not taking it personal because that stuff is fine and you need these pullbacks. But I told you, whenever these people are afoot, the people with a whole lot of money, tax free. That's how you know that they're here. Okay, yeah, you're like, oh, it's just a thought, bro. Tax free, bro. It's gonna be tax free. That's plain and simple. Okay, even if it's not, they're still running off of that same template. Oh, it's gonna be free or cheaper, right? But it's still a good investment based off everything. Certain ones, it's emerging. Either way, he says that. Yeah, and you're not going to. That doesn't mean that they can't still do it, or like he's just talking out of his butt. Like you can still get that stuff done. Yeah, you don't own Bitcoin and you don't own gold either. You didn't say that. Could have said that. Okay, they got about 5% of the total gold that they own. By the way, this is, yes, Pittsburgh and Ohio State. Got them from my family, man. My family, Northeast, Ohio. So representing like the teams. Also just got back from the gym and I'm just trying to make this video as fast as possible so I can get back to the warmth of inside. Now, back to it. Yeah, so that's a nothing burger, okay, because they can own Bitcoin, but they won't directly own it, just like they don't directly own gold. The funny thing is 5% of the gold is kept in the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, okay, and they say the other 95% is like, bro, can I get it? Thank you. You're about to get this video short. And the other 95% is the U.S. Mint. Anyway, I was just trying to say that, like, listen, what happened? Nothing. Rate cut. Inflation is kind of high. They're watching the levels. The same stuff that we already knew a year ago. Okay, everybody's been in the grocery store. You know that the inflation elevated is crazy because it's way higher than that. It's been higher than that. Yeah, but you had a reaction in the market. But what I told you before is now that they're here, I told you these guys can play these games. They can move these prices like crazy. It's already crypto, but there's no regulation. Okay, but there's only so much that they can do. You understand me? I'm just going to bring it up. GameStop, AMC. Okay. There was games that they could play, okay? It was like their world over there in that space. And I'm not saying that this world is your world, but I will say that this world is more balanced. And that is the key thing here. That is the primary reason why I'm trying, like, that tech is good tech. Okay, and that's all it is. The ones that I like, yeah, a couple of meme coins, I'm going to play them because I like to trade. But that holding stuff, that's why that XRP, that is tech, man. Okay, if they can't do the games that they've done in that quadrillion dollar industry of the stock market, dude, that is good tech. They can't do it yet, maybe one day. But anyway, they got enough money to influence the price, which you saw. Okay, and they even, I'm not going to get into that. Either way, the drop that you got, and because I told you the reason, any bad news, any news that they can twist any type of way, you're going to get the price to come down. Why? Because there's people buying. Listen, today you heard down this much. In 5 days, 3 days even, I don't know, whenever they start talking about it again, they'll talk about, oh, how much Bitcoin or how much crypto was bought up. What? Mark my words. How much was bought up? Mark my words, okay? Another thing, when you get these drops like this, when you're trying to assess, look at the previous lowest drop that we had, okay? That was like a month out. And I think that one for us on XRP was 190. Did we drop below 190? No. So they call that a higher low, okay, which is bullish. Okay, aka accumulation. Somebody's buying it every time it's dropping like that. Watch what I tell you, okay? Not saying you gotta buy. I'm not saying I need to buy, okay? Now, if it's just sitting there, why not? Yeah, man, nothing's changed. All good stuff. Just sit back, man. Let them play their games. I will tell you this: this is 10%. That's it. That's all you got hit with was 10%. So anybody, I understand it's your investment, your money, but you gotta remember take that emotion out of there. Assess. You're lucky because I did the assessment for you. Unless there's something I don't know, then, like I said, I'm drunk at the record. No. I did have to tell you something cool though. HBAR. Their tech is called Hashgraph. They got a couple things behind, like I said. But anyway, they have a partnership. They got a partnership with NVIDIA and Intel. Every one of their GPUs, I don't know which model, man. I'm not a nerd. I can't memorize all the numbers and the makes and whatever. All I know is there's a high-end companies. Trump wants what? AI and crypto. That one's trying to combine the world of both. And it is trading at 30 cents. Okay? I'm not saying go over there. I'm not going over there yet like that. I'm just saying you got that news today. Now look at this. Partnership, a crypto company, right? 30 cents. Nobody. Partnering with NVIDIA and Intel to help them with their GPUs. And what the technology is, in layman's terms, not even like as simple as I can explain it, it's basically like when AIs go, okay, so when Tesla, Tesla, they got the auto drive or whatever. Now, I don't know if that's AI included, but for all intents and purposes, we're going to say that it's an AI, okay? So let's say it gets into a wreck and, somebody dies. So they got to go and assess. The guy's like, oh, nope, I was on autopilot. That's Elon's fault. You need to sue them. And Elon's like, no, but I'm hoping saying these names isn't going to get me in trouble. I'm just making a scenario. And he's like, nope, that's on you. Well, how are we going to know? So now with Hashgraph, I believe it's Hashgraph. It could be another product that they offer. But either way, with Hedera, what they offer for this, what they use for this is basically like it's an AI compute analyst. Okay, so it's basically like it basically records everything that the AI does. Okay, so it has a checklist of what this AI is supposed to do, and you can go in and see if it went through its checklist like it was supposed to. So you can go through and see, hey, was the AI at fault or was human error involved? Okay. Now notice right now you're like, okay, AI is not that big, but dude, 5 years from now, that same scenario I gave you, I guarantee you that there's going to be, I can't say I guarantee, but I could see a case that and it's going to be one of them big cases, because everybody, it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be the first of its kind, trying to figure out who's at fault, the AI or this guy, and how are we going to do it? That's pretty good tech for that, okay? And it's technically severely undervalued. One, you know what I'm saying? It's undervalued because none of that stuff is there yet, but it's going that direction. Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I know a couple of people that program, and when they got better ones, they have better projects that they like other than Hedera, but nonetheless, that kind of tech is, it's new tech. It's new, okay, which is really weird to hear. And you would think in this kind of aspect, you got these phones that can do anything, this and that. Yeah, it's new. This is 13 minutes. Okay, so there's that. So all I'm trying to say here is crypto looks good. That's tech. You can't stop tech. You don't stop tech. It's called not innovating. You don't innovate, you die. Okay? That's how that works. So what are they going to do? What are you going to do? Jay Powell came in and, dropped an egg. I would have loved it. And that pearl was that tie was not purple. So that was a heads up, man. But again, and then Jim Cramer, oh my God, he came in and he said, yeah, this is the Fed said, great news. The market's going to set an all-time high. And you drop $11. Now, the funny thing about Jim Cramer, everybody says, he brings your stock down. Cool thing is, I don't know if it's a stat, but if you give it like 5 days on some of the stuff that he calls out or whatever, 10 days, you give it some time, that stuff is up. Not all the time, but if you, like, when he says it, yeah, it brings it down. But watch what this stuff does after the fact sometimes. I don't know what his rate is, but that's why I like to see it. But anyway, yeah, sometimes he picks them real good. And it aligns with what I see and what I think. Like, it's just a pullback, man. You got a normal pullback. Yeah, Bitcoin dropped $8,000. That's 5%. Yeah, XRP went down 10%. It's up almost 300% again since the 50s. Like, it's dropping, but again, how you know if it's really dropping or not? Is it making a new low? or is it making a higher low? Okay, higher low, you got somebody in there, there's buyers, right? So there's your update. Powell dropped an egg. See you tomorrow. Deuces.